sat on the board of Berkshire Hathaway for what, about 10 years?
A little less, yeah.
A little less than 10 years. We've been talking to shareholders just about what they've learned from Warren Buffett. What have you learned from Warren about business?
Well, I've learned a massive amount because I've gotten to talk to Warren about how he thinks about businesses, pricing, competition, what the value of stability is. So the whole way I approach my schedule, the way I think about business opportunity.
Your schedule, he still uses a little handwritten booklet.
Hey, but he has a good schedule. He keeps his time free. It is a good example for people of only doing those things that are absolutely critical.
Warren, what have you learned from Bill?
I learned a lot. I started learning on July 5th, 1991, and I haven't stopped. He was not very eager to join me, but his mother put in a word or two for me, and he came, and about 10 hours later they pried us out of this bedroom where we were hiding, talking, and we've been talking ever since.
Well, I'm sure you talk about a lot of things. One of the things that Warren tends not to do is ask yours or any of the board members' opinions on whether he should buy something. But you, as a high-tech guy, Warren has bought millions. How many shares of IBM now?
About 79 million.
About 79 million shares of IBM. If he had asked you whether he should buy IBM stock, Bill, what would you have said?
Well, I have a bias because of my association with Microsoft. IBM's a fine company. They've done good work. They were a huge innovator back in the 1960s and 70s.
But now, Bill, would you buy that stock?
No, but I have a bias in that case, so it'll be fascinating to watch how this works.
Yeah, and incidentally, we can't buy Microsoft. I mean, because people would assume if something happened the next day, they would assume Bill had told me or something. So Microsoft is one of the few stocks that's just totally off limits. But it looked awfully attractive to me, actually, at various times.
Apple is the largest company in the world. Can Microsoft catch up?
Well, it's amazing how well all the top technology companies are doing. Google's doing well, Apple's doing well, Microsoft's doing well. It speaks to the fact that the digital revolution has just begun. I mean, we're getting onto your wrist now. We're going to do robots. There's all sorts of ways that the software revolution is just starting. Which
leads us to all the cybersecurity problems. It seems like every other day there's a hack attack or some type of breach. Do you feel that we have what it takes in this country, Bill, to protect ourselves from all these hack attacks?
Well, you're certainly right that as we become more dependent on these digital systems, we have to work to make them secure, and they're not as secure as they need to be. There's a lot of things like the power system and medical records and company secrets that are in digital form, and we have to make sure that the technology protects them.
Warren, have you ever been hacked? Has Berkshire seen any attempted breaches?
Well, not that I know of. Except, Dairy Queen was that actually happened with our franchisees, but there was some information obtained maybe a year ago on that, but it's out there all the time. I mean, we've got insurance companies, we've got railroads, utilities. It's going to happen, and we have to build the best defenses we can.
You two together created the Giving Pledge, where you convinced billionaires to give most of their fortune to charity. Russian President Vladimir Putin is purported to be the richest man in the world. Would you ever deign to go ask him to join the Giving Pledge, Bill?
I don't think we'll get that opportunity.
No. He hasn't asked me. I don't know whether he's called Bill or not. But Bill has done a fantastic job around the world. I mean, he gets around a lot more than I do.
Do you get any pushback from billionaires?
Well, giving should be fun. And part of the idea of the Giving Pledge is to get like-minded people together to talk about the challenges of how you involve kids or do you hire staff. And I want the Giving Pledge to make it so that everybody enjoys their philanthropy more than they would have. And that way they'll give more, they'll do it in a better way.
Do you feel inherited wealth does more harm than good, Warren?
Well, it varies enormously. I mean, I can give you a dozen illustrations where it's led to very good results, and I can give you plenty of illustrations. It's an individual case by individual case, but I don't believe in doing it to an extreme degree, creating dynasties myself. But I certainly I could name some families, obviously, where it's been very good and some where it's been very bad.